In a quiet village far away from the noise of the city, where dusty roads stretched between small wooden houses, lived a young girl named Amara. Life in the village was simple and often difficult, but inside one small home there was something many wealthy people never truly experienced: love. Amara's father was a hard-working mechanic who spent his days fixing broken motorcycles under a mango tree at the entrance of the village. His hands were always covered with grease, but whenever he returned home and saw his daughter waiting for him, his tired face always lit up with a smile. Her mother sold roasted corn by the roadside. She sat patiently every day under a small shade, greeting travelers and villagers with warmth. Though the family had very little money, their home was filled with laughter every evening. Sometimes they sat outside together watching the sunset. Sometimes they shared stories about the future. One evening, Amara's mother gently held her and said, "My daughter, life may not always be easy, but one day you will rise higher than we ever imagined." Amara believed those words with all her heart. But one night everything changed. Dark clouds gathered above the village and a violent storm began to fall. Thunder roared through the sky as rain poured heavily across the roads. Amara's parents left for the roadside market as they usually did, promising they would return soon. She watched them disappear into the rain, unaware it would be the last time she would ever see them. Hours later, villagers began gathering outside her house. Their faces were quiet and heavy with sorrow. The village elder stepped forward and gently spoke the words that shattered Amara's world. "There has been an accident." That night, Amara lost both of her parents. The house that once felt warm and alive suddenly became silent. Every corner reminded her of the love she had lost. At only 15 years old, Amara found herself alone in the world. Days later, a man arrived from the city. His name was Gideon, her father's older brother. Well-dressed and confident, he told the villagers he had come to take care of his brother's daughter. To everyone in the village, it seemed like a blessing. With a small suitcase and tears in her eyes, Amara left the only home she had ever known and followed her uncle to the city, believing she was stepping into a better future. The city was overwhelming. Tall buildings, endless traffic, and bright lights filled the streets. For a moment, hope returned to her heart. But slowly, life inside her uncle's house began to change. The place that was supposed to protect her became a place of silence and fear. Amara carried pain she could not share with anyone. Years passed, and she learned to survive quietly. She worked small jobs, sold fruits in the market, and tried to continue her education while hiding the wounds inside her heart. Then one day something unexpected happened. Her uncle suddenly collapsed and was rushed to the hospital. Doctors soon discovered he needed an urgent blood transfusion to survive. They tested his wife, his children, and many relatives, but none of them were compatible. Finally, they tested Amara. The results shocked everyone. Her blood was the only one that could save his life. That night, Amara sat alone by the hospital window, staring at the lights of the city. Memories of everything she had endured filled her mind. She had every reason to walk away and let fate take its course. But deep inside her heart, she remembered the words her mother once told her: "You are stronger than you think." The next morning, Amara made her decision. She chose to give her blood. The transfusion saved his life. But in that moment, something else happened. Amara realized she was no longer a victim of her past. She was stronger than the pain that once controlled her. She left that house and began building a new life for herself. She returned to school, worked harder than ever before, and eventually became a nurse, dedicating her life to helping people who were suffering. Years later, she created a foundation to support young girls who had faced hardships similar to hers, giving them the support and opportunities she once needed. The girl who once felt forgotten in a small, dusty village had become a woman whose courage changed many lives. And her story became a powerful reminder that even the darkest chapters of life can lead to a future filled with strength, purpose, and hope.